What's going on, everybody? We're on day 13 of the E46 turbo build, and today we're going to be taping and painting up the engine block, oil pan, and timing cover. So yesterday we finished up the deck surface, got that looking real nice. Did the same on the bottom side for the oil pan. We did the oil pan surface and the timing cover surface as well. So most everything there is all ready to be assembled again. I may go over the deck surface one more time after we're painted up. I just got a few little spots that I don't really care for. I don't think they're going to be an issue, but I think it's worth going over it one more time. But I'm not going to let that hold us up for today. We'll get everything taped, painted, cleared, and then I'll go over the deck surface one more time. Just give everything one last final cleanup. So let's get started. I'll show you guys what we're going to be using today. So to tape up all the surfaces, we'll just be using some blue Scotch painter's tape. That'll work just fine. And then we're going to give everything a quick coat of primer. This is supposed to be a high temperature primer, so it should be exactly what we need. For the engine block, we're going to use a gloss high temperature black. This one's for roll bar and chassis. All of the other kinds they had that were engine enamel seem kind of dull. So this is going to be a little more glossy, and I think it's going to do just fine. So engine block's going to be gloss black. I think it's going to look really nice. And then the oil pan and timing cover are going to be kind of a two-stage deal here. I kind of wanted to go with a metallic purple kind of feel. So we ended up going with duplicolor metal cast. And the way that you lay this down, you start, obviously we'll be priming it. We'll start with a coat of this chrome. So it'll all probably look kind of funny with a coat of chrome on it, but you start with that. And then we move on. And we lay 2 or 3 coats of the metal cast purple. It's supposed to be like an anodized purple look, so we'll see how it comes out. And then after the color's all dry and happy, we'll lay down a coat of this 1K clear with a real high gloss on it, and everything should come out real nice. So I'm not going to wait around. I've been pretty stoked to get these things cleaned and painted. Let's just dive into it for today. So the block's all taped up, came out pretty good. That stuff always takes longer than you think it's going to. Like, oh, I'm going to tape up an engine block in 5 minutes, and then 30 minutes later it's all taped up. So all I've really got to do before we throw some primer on it is just get some of this grime out of these crevices here quick with some brake cleaner. And then we'll tape up the oil pan, timing cover, and we'll get to painting. Okay, so everything's all taped up. I just hit it down with some brake cleaner, wiped everything down so it's as clean as it's going to get. We're going to paint the oil pan with the sensor in. I have to replace it because it's bad, so rather than tape this all off, I'm just going to leave that guy in there. And the block's looking clean as well. So I'm going to get a coat of primer down on everything, and I'll get back with you after that. So that's 2 coats of primer on the engine block, 2 coats of primer on the oil pan, and 2 coats of primer on the timing cover. So I'm going to give this stuff another 5 or 10 minutes to dry up, and then hit it with some base color. We'll do black for the engine block. We have to start with the chrome on the oil pan and timing cover. So I'm kind of excited to see what that looks like. I've never used the Perfect Match chrome paint before. So when we come back, we'll be painting everything up. So right on time, FCP Euro comes through in the clutch. This is main bearings, rod bearings, piston rings, and I think valve stem seals for later on for the head. So let's check it out. So it looks like obviously we got our rings. Six of those guys, all Molly. We got our main bearings. I ran with Glyco. I've always had good luck with them. Never let me down, so I'm sure these guys will be fine. And these guys are going to be the rod bearings. And then valve stem seals. We're obviously not going to use these until we start doing all the head work, but I needed them. So that's everything. We'll be getting into all of this in probably 2 days or so. All this stuff will be going on. So definitely right in time. Alright guys, so that's one pretty good coat on the engine block. I'll let it dry for a bit and then hit it again. And this stuff, this chrome Perfect Match paint, I think it actually, aside from if you just left it like this, it'd look kind of tacky, but it's actually a lot shinier than I thought it was going to be. So obviously it's better on like the more finished surfaces and all that, but it looks pretty good for being a spray paint chrome. I think it's going to be a perfect base coat for this purple anodized color. I think it's going to really bring out the color well. So I'll second coat all of this stuff, and then I'll get back to you guys when it's all done. Okay, so that's 2 coats of the color. Second coat was definitely real heavy. Again, I like to lay it down heavy and even on the second one. Bring out some of the gloss. And we're gonna clear over these, but I'm gonna wait a bit. I wanna let everything dry up, and I need the sun to go down so that the lighting's a little better. I think it's kind of dark, so I'll be back in a little bit once everything's dry. We'll get the clear on, and we're done painting everything then for the day. Okay, so everything's been drying now for about 2 hours. It's looking real nice. Finish came out pretty even. Hopefully you guys can see this without it being too dark. The color looks like it's not picking up real well. Engine block came out looking great. So let's get the clear coat laid down on everything. We're going to be using this 1K Extreme Gloss Clear by Duplicolor. I'm hoping it's going to come out wet and glossy looking. So we'll do 2 coats of that and see how it comes out. So that's 2 coats of clear and everything's looking good. So we're gonna call it a night there. We'll pick back up in the morning. I'll pull the tape off and we'll get everything kind of mocked up just to see what it's gonna look like. I want to give it the night to dry off. I don't want to handle it and screw the finish up. So we'll give it the whole night, let it set, let it dry up good. And then in the morning we'll pull the tape off of the block and off of the back sides of everything there. And we'll just kind of fit it up with a couple of bolts and see how cool it looks. So if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because we're going to be dropping new build videos almost every day. Sometimes just simple stuff like this where we paint everything up and just show you what kind of goes into doing this as one person doing a build, how long it kind of takes. And of course, I mean, I'm taking my time. I got to film everything. I'm not in a rush. I want the car to get done right, so we'll go day by day. Follow the build on Instagram at BeamerCody. And don't forget to get your entries in to win the car, BeamerCody.com. Everything that you pick up there is going to get you entries in to win. So don't sleep on it. Get over there. I've been working on some new designs, so I might drop a new one soon. Keep your eyes out for that. We got some big fun planned for tomorrow's video, so definitely stay tuned. And I'll see you guys in the morning.